Good morning, grade 3. Mr. Kevin here, and welcome to your spelling lesson for today. So today we are going to use our 10 spellings from this week, and we are going to put them into a story as we did in week 2. So we're going to follow the same procedure and the same structure that we did last time. All right, so just a quick recap on that. Our story structure. Oops, 1 second now. Yeah, okay. So our grade 3 story structure, which we're going to be using for all of our stories this year, all of our narrative stories. Just to recap, we have 5 main parts to the story. We have the introduction, the build-up, the problem, the resolution or dilemma, and the conclusion or the ending. In the introduction, we introduce the setting and the characters. So the setting is where and when does the story happen, and the characters are the main people in our story. The second part is the build-up. What are the characters doing? The third part is the problem. So something happens. Fourth is the resolution of the problem. So the problem is resolved. And the fifth part is the conclusion or the ending, where you finish the story. Okay, we've gone through the slides before, guys, all right? So we'll go through them again very, very quickly. Our introduction, okay, we have some opener ideas for you there, some opening phrases. Once upon a time, early one morning, late one night, it was a hot summer's day, and in the middle of the forest there stood A. Okay, you can use your own story openers. They're just some examples. Describe the setting. So where did the story take place and when did it take place? Use adjectives and adverbs to make the story more interesting. Describe the characters. Don't forget to use their names if you can, and use amazing adjectives to make the story more interesting. Describe the characters' feelings if you can. Second part is the build-up, or what are the characters doing? All right? What are they thinking, or what are they doing? Third part is the problem or the dilemma. Okay, what happened? Did someone, something, a mysterious new character, an old friend or enemy, a prince or princess, a dragon, a monster or wolf? Did somebody appear out of nowhere? Or what happened? Okay, problem. There's a problem that needs to be solved. You need to introduce that problem. Resolution. So the problem is resolved. How is the problem resolved? And finally, the conclusion or the ending. Finish the story. Return to the first setting. What's different from the beginning? How have things changed? Have any lessons been learned from the story? Okay. This is a story writing prompt mat. So this is just, you can use this to get some ideas if you want. There's some ideas for characters. You know, you could have a prince, princess, a pirate, a superhero. Some settings, castle, forest, beach, cave. Don't forget to use adjectives. Here are some examples of adjectives: happy, small, huge, grumpy. And here are some problems or dilemmas or events that could happen in your story. Okay, so feel free to use this prompt mat if you want, but obviously it's better if you can to use your own imagination and your own creativity. Okay, so let's have a look at our spelling story sheet for this week. Again, the aim is to use at least 5 of this week's spellings to write a short spelling story. Students at home will record a video of themselves reading the story. So here's my example story. my story opener. One warm summer's night, Ali and Omar were walking home from the mall. Okay, so there's my introduction. I've introduced the setting. So, walking home from the mall, one summer's night. I've introduced my characters. Ali and Omar use their names. Second part, the build-up. Okay, what are the characters doing? While they were walking, they noticed a forest in the distance. It was dark and dreary. So there's some nice adjectives there to describe the forest. Cool, let's go there, said Omar. Ali remembered that his parents had told him to come straight home. Ali was afraid, but he decided to go with Omar because he was brave. So again, I've used an adjective there, brave, to describe Omar. Come inside, come inside, they heard someone whisper, but all they could see was a cat stroking its whiskers. Now, problem. Suddenly, a skeleton jumped in front of them from out of nowhere. The children were very scared. Now, how am I going to resolve the problem? They ran as fast as they could out of the forest. Problem resolved. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Conclusion or ending. When they reached home, they hugged their parents. They promised they would never disobey their parents again. So, conclusion. Lesson learned. What was the lesson learned? They promised they'd never disobey their parents again. Their parents had asked them to come straight home, but they decided to go into the forest. So they vowed or they promised they would never disobey their parents again. Okay, so guys, that's my sample story there. I want you to do your spelling story based on the same structure. So introduction, build up, problem, resolution, and ending or conclusion. Okay, and try to use at least 5 spelling words from your spellings this week. I've just put, there's 5 question words at the bottom, okay, just to help you. When you're finished, you can have a look and see if you've included everything. Who's in the story? When does it take place? Where does it take place? What happens? And why does it happen? Or how is it resolved? Okay, so that's it, guys. Your spelling lesson for today. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.